Looks like we're working. Looks like we're working to me. Okay, cool. Cool. Well, I honestly just wanted to go shopping and buy some stuff. I wanted to pick up a couple things I didn't get for Christmas while I knew they would still be available. And ran across one thing that I actually didn't think was out yet. So I picked that up while I was there. So we're going to start off with that. I got the Battletech alphastrike box. So this has been around on the internet for like ever, but that's because they released them physical copies of this at the like Battletech like convention thing. Let me rephrase that. At I think it was Gen Con, they released this. They had a bunch of the physical box, so a bunch of them been floating around, but I didn't think they actually were like out for like regular resale yet. But apparently they are, because I went to one of my local stores and they had one, and I was like, well, that's awesome. I'm not letting that stay there. So this is an entire starter set for Battletech alphastrike. What you're going to get in it, you're going to get a set of, you get the alphastrike cards for all your mechs. You're going to get 8 inner sphere mechs, 5 clan mechs. You're going to get a bunch of buildings. You're going to get a quick start guide. You're going to get a cheat sheet. It's cards for everything. Spoiler alert for Sunday stream. Alphastrike is my game of the year because I just fucking love it, even though it's like 40 years old. God, it's probably more than that. It's probably like 50 years old. But I absolutely just love alphastrike. I mean, look at that art. Look how cool that is. Those robots just shooting the hell out of each other. It's got a fucking flamethrower. That's the flamethrower noise. That's so cool. Look at Warhammer getting shot in the face. Yeah, it's so cool. I love alphastrike. And this mech is new. This is the only place to get this mech. I wish they would have put a new one on the other side too. Like had a new mech for the clan guys. But I mean, can't complain. This box is amazing. It is really like a all-in-one, like phenomenal, like god tier starter box. So, all right. So we're gonna get a Chaos Theory little story. So this is just a cute little like little story primer thing that kind of puts you into the world and just gives you a little bit of like idea of like what Battletech is about and stuff like that. It's pretty boss. Every one of the starter sets comes with one of these because like the box is more than like the toys you get in it, right? It's also like you know, the world and stuff, right? Like it's a lot of cool stuff in there. So, oh, maybe you actually are new. Yeah, I don't remember this guy at all. Yeah, maybe this guy is new. I take that back. Maybe you do get a new mech for each side. But yeah, just look at them. God, I love Battletech. I don't remember him having these big cannons either. It's like a different pose than the other one I have. I think this is a blackjack. Remember you either. God. There's the Nova. That guy has so many guns on his hands. Okay. Oh, the poster boy, the Timber Wolf. So cool. It's a cute little one. Looks like a Gundam. A pretty cute little guy. There's the big poster one from the box. This one is really cool because it looks like one of the robots from RoboJocks. That's kind of why I like this tabletop game, because it reminds me a lot of RoboJocks. Okay, that's a new sculpt. Hold on, 1 second. This is a totally different pose. Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. That's a totally different sculpt with different guns and everything. Man, that's awesome. 10 out of 10. I didn't know there was things like that in here. Right, you can hang out with us, little buddy. Yeah, that's really cool. I guess a bunch of these are new sculpts. So, like, I think these guys are new. I think this guy's new. I think this guy's new. I don't recognize this guy, but that doesn't mean he's new. I also don't recognize this guy, but that doesn't mean he's new. I think that guy has different arms. Alright. Let me stop filling my hands up with toys. But yeah, look, there's a lot of cool new stuff in here that I do not remember. Alright, I just must be on crack now, because even this Atlas seems different, but I don't think it is. I think this is the same Atlas. This guy, I think, has different guns. I love this design because it's just so stupid. Oh, I love it so much. So good. And we got the Warhammer. Everyone loves the Warhammer. Such a cool model. Oh, it's just so classic looking. And this motherfucker, who's like all rockets. So cool. God, I love Battletech. Real talk. This really is, because next Sunday I'm gonna do a favorite games year in review. Yeah, my favorite game, fucking Battletech. Oh, I just love it. These dice suck though, Battletech. We need better dice than that. So yeah, you are gonna have to get your own dice, and you're gonna have to get some kind of playmat for this. And besides that, everything in here. Besides that, everything in here is pretty rad. Or is like everything you need to play. The Pouncer. Yeah, I don't remember that one at all. Firemoth, I know him. He's in the game already. The Atlas. Yeah, so you get what, like 250-ish points per side? Because you're going to get 8 mechs on one side and 5 on the other, because the clan mechs are a little bit better than the inner sphere stuff. So you're going to get 2 inner sphere lances and 1 clan star. Yeah, it is a blackjack. Locust. I love the Locust. Hello! Oh man, look at the ones with Tiger Stripes. That's cool as shit. And the Wasp. Yeah, there's a lot of mechs in here I don't remember. Maybe they came out in packs I don't have, but I kind of... I hate to admit this, but I think I actually own everything Battletech exists. Oh, it's such a cool game. And you know what? It actually was the game I played the most of in 2022 as well. So, very fitting. That I like it so much. But I'm going to do a whole video talking about the games I played in 2022, what I wanted to play, what I was happy with, what I disliked, all that on Sunday. It's going to be my year in review kind of video. I'm going to talk about Games I was disappointed in. There were a couple of those this year. Games I was really surprised by. Stuff I'm looking forward to for next year. Jezebel Youngblood. Sarah Beth. Gabriel Sammy Kwan. Andrea Andre Ritchie. Christian Revez. Rebecca Grain. Jacob Benfield. Robert Gregg. I have 2 first names. Arlene Pellegrino. Jason Allen. Cassius McMillian. Kevin Street. Not to be confused with Kevin Boulevard. Latello. Milla. Krell Magnus. That's a good cleaner name. Cecily. Callista. Also good. Gavin. Gavin is not that good. That's just a name. As is Derek. This is the enemy pilot to be feared. Derek. Catherine. Lashta Scott. Aaron Helmer. Fear the enemy pilot, Derek. The really cool thing is you get a battlefield support deck in here. I'm going to be really honest. I bought the battlefield support deck not knowing it was in here. Not today, but a while ago. But I bought one not knowing that it was in this box. But it's cool it's in here. So this is the full battlefield support deck. Oh! Hold on. Pump the brakes on that. Oh! Look at this! This is the one for classic Battletech. This is the one they sell separately. This one's for alphastrike. Well, that's cool. Let's check that out. Before play begins, determine the amount of BSPs each player will have for the scenario. Use the following rules when declaring an attack. Must be declared during the combat phase of the turn. It will be used. The player reveals their selection of support type, but does not need to reveal the choices of the support type. And the controlling player declares the target point or point of impact for the attack. Oh, that's it. Oh wow, these are way simpler than the other ones. That's cool. Light strike from offensive aerial support. Heavy strike. Light bombing. Oh, that's cool. It hits multiple directions. Yeah, so it hits 3 inches from everywhere. That's really cool. Heavy bombing. The thumper. Thunk. That's really cool. Yeah, that's cool. It's cool that it's a different battlefield support deck. I thought it would just be the same one that they sold separately, but it's not. It's totally different. That's fucking wicked. Hell yeah, that's cool. No one else in the world but me will probably care about that. But that is really cool. Alright, let's move all of our awesome mechs. So a really nice thing is if you did want to treat this as a board game, everything does go back in the box. So this is our universe primer. That guy's getting royally fucked. So this just introduces you to the different eras. Because Battletech is technically a historical war game, which is kind of cool. It gives you an overview of the universe. Lots of really cool old art in here too. This is the inner sphere. This is pretty late. Yeah, this is pretty late. You can see a bunch of this has been taken over by the clans. House Davion, House Karita, House Liao, House Merrick, House Steiner. House Steiner is cool, yeah. Everyone likes the House Steiner. House Steiner is cool. And different mercenaries. I like playing mercenaries. Then you don't have to worry about a lot of the stuff. You can kind of just like bullshit it away with, you know, their mercenaries. Wolf, Clan Jade Falcon, Clan Sea Fox. Clan Sea Fox is cool. I actually don't know Clan Hell Horses. Are these the Rashalgu Dominion? Is that Clan Ice Bear? Yeah, Clan Ghost Bear. Yeah. That's cool. I like Clan Ghost Bear. I have a Ghost Bear army. Yeah, that's really cool. Nice little primer on everything that's going on in Battletech. This actually probably would be useful for me to like fully read over, because this is like later era Battletech. I actually don't know a lot about later era Battletech. I know like clan invasion era stuff, and that's like it. Alright, quick start guide, and all the stuff with like Merrick and all that. I know that stuff. This is our guide to learn how to play alphastrike. I would say definitely if you're learning alphastrike for the first time, read through this, but then go and get the like cheat sheet and like expansion thing from Death from Above, because it's an upgrade to the existing game. The existing game is really good, but the expansion's like even better. Alright, let's see. Destroy the enemy. Hold the fort. Break through. Objective raid. Control the field. Find the target. Oh, there's a thing for creating woods templates. How to create hills. Water. Rough terrain. Yeah, that's really cool. The sequence of play, ground move, sprinting, standstill, jumping. Boom, 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 boom. How to do line of sight. And here's how to do Satyr, which is very similar to Gator, but easier, because your mech only has one stat instead of two. I've done a whole video on how to play alphastrike on the channel before. I played it on the channel a bunch of times, because it really is my favorite war game right now. How to play a scenario. Let's see, what do you do in this one? Who plays Clan Jade Falcon? Ew. Northwind Highlanders. Alright, that's fair. Northwind Highlanders are cool. You set up some trees. You place terrain. I never understand like when games like make a whole thing out of like placing the terrain and stuff. Like, just set the table up. Like, make it look cool. Make sure it's not, like, super unfair. Like, I never understood the, like, competitive part of, like, setting up terrain. I'm like, just make the table look cool. I don't give a fuck. That's really cool. Deployment. Oh man, it's just a like knockdown murder fest. That's really cool, and it's 4 mechs versus 2. Clan Jake Falcon will probably usually win that, unless the mechs are really unbalanced. Let's say. Nova T and a Pouncer T. Alright, it's 2 medium guys. Blackjack, the Phoenix Hawk, Wasp, and a Locust. Jade Falcon probably should win that every time. Oh man, we get stuff for attacking buildings, collapsing buildings, climbing and standing on buildings. Oh, that's cool. It's cool. It's all in here. How to use battlefield support. Boom, 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 boom. That's really cool. And there's a quick support table if you don't want to use the cards. Boom, 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 boom. Play the scenario second. Let's see. This one is. Ooh, man, this one's the full guy. The 2 lances versus the 5 mechs. That's cool. Oh, look, and it gives you the rolls for the different lances. So, if you build a group of mechs and it has certain types of mechs in it, they get bonuses, which is really cool. Choose a force size. Okay. Okay, choose an era and faction. You can also just ignore that part if you don't feel like doing it. Build a formation. Select your skills for your pilots. Oh, that's really cool. Improved skill PV increase table. That's actually really handy for seeing how much it goes up and down. That's actually really cool. And then a rundown on all the different types of guys you can have. Your sphere organization. Okay. And then the different types of formation types. Nice. Common Intuition, Command Lance Star, Fire Lance Star. Because of all the bonuses you get. God, this book is awesome. And then you see all the different mechs there. Yeah, that's really cool. This is a really cool, nice, like, primer for the game. I would argue this is probably actually better than the official rulebook. Just because it's simpler. And it gives you basically everything. That's really good. That's actually super good. 10 out of 10 for that. Man. You know, I intend to build ginrakks guys today, but I just got sidetracked in that book because it was really good. Alright. Now we're going to get a bunch of cardstock buildings. Now these fold together and tab together. Let me see who's blowing up my phone. We're just going to put that on mute. Yeah, it looks like they just fold together. Basically tab in and make cute little buildings for you to play kind of more like city tech alphastrike. I'm not going to fold them together, but you do get different designs of them, which is really cool. That's 4 different designs. Wow, that's a big one. That's a really big one. Smaller one. That's another medium one. A bunch of smaller ones. And even smaller ones. So like if you didn't have terrain, you would have all of these. God, I love how weathered and beat these look. They're really cool. You would have all these to use if you didn't have terrain. I really like the like super beat up one. Yeah. So you'd have all these to use. I had that whole chronicle of 2 years in the making of making my Battletech table. So I'm not going to be using these. I'm just going to leave them in the box in case. What I'm going to use these for is like if I ever go to like a convention or back to the mainland or something, I can take these with me and use them and treat this as like a portable game. That's my plan for this. So even the mechs, I'm going to paint them up to go and treat it like a portable game, even though I'm going to use them for other games. So like I'm going to divide it into like one clan star and then, you know, other guys, and I'm going to use them in other games, but I'm also going to treat this like a standalone kind of product in case I ever like go back to the mainland or something to play games. There's a nice quick rule sheet. I wish you got 2 of these. Wow, that's really nice. Attack modifiers for Satyr. All the different movement costs. Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, and there's a rundown for the special abilities. That's really nice. And then we get some trees. So we can pop all those out. We get objectives, and we get markers. We get sprint and ground and jump markers. Oh man. Are there standstill markers? Oh, there is! Oh, that's so cool. Immobile, standstill. God, this really is like the best fucking product. God, and we even get a blast template for all the Battlefield Supremacy stuff. God, that's fantastic. 10 out of 10 Gattos game reps. This is a phenomenal product. Like really, like they just keep killing it with all their Battletech stuff. It's all so good. It's all so good. Oh, I just cannot sing the praises of Battletech enough. So good. Alright, so let me wrap this up, and then we will get on to some GW stuff. But I am really impressed with this. I am super impressed with this. They've done a phenomenal job with it. Really, really good stuff. Oh, man. It's even a different Battlefield support deck. Oh, it's so good. Oh, real talk, though. If you wanted to play alphastrike, this box has everything you need but a map. And I would also recommend you get some other dice. These dice suck. Get some other dice and get a mat. And you have an awesome box to play with. Like, completely self-contained, everything in here. That's fantastic. Ugh. Alright. Now. Giant warcry box. This is the Sundered Fate box. It is these weird stonemason guys versus lizards. I wanted to pick this up, one, because I really like the terrain, and I already am starting this terrain like set, and I really want to expand it. So like I have a full set of these painted like already from the first box, so I really wanted to expand it and like get the bits that are in here. There are a couple reused bits, but these are like reconfigurations and brand new, and I thought they'd be really nice to add. Just give me some really cool things. And then both the teams you get in this box are actually really cool. The Jade Obelisk and the Huntress of Wanshi are both really, really cool teams. So we'll check them out some more as we pop her open. So yeah, when I went out today, this is one of the things I was looking for. This and Black Primer, and the Underworld box that we haven't gotten to yet. And they were both actually really hard to find, and I never found Black Primer on the island. So I'll have to keep an eye out for when it comes around. Alright. Oh, they didn't do... Usually they do this thing where, like, the guys are on the side. It's really neat. They didn't do it this time. Behold the giant box of plastic. Now it's going off the screen, so I have some room to look at it. Alright. We've got a big-ass meat tree. I'm looking forward to building these tonight. There's our big-ass meat tree. So this is a repeat sprue from the last box, but the way you're going to build it is different. This one is a brand new sprue. This is like a big, like, spine piece that people have been dumping bones into. So this is a brand new sprue, and it includes a couple other bits. They're going to go on the old things to, like, make them new. Here is another one of those, like, new sprues. It's got some new pieces that are going to be used for, like, some of the old bits to spruce them up so they look different than the old ones. But they're kind of reusing some parts. That's kind of cool. I like this one a lot. Also, the texture is really strong on that. That's cool. Then we've got another reused sprue. This one's just like reused tree parts. It's pretty cool. And then we have the scatter terrain sprue. So in the other box, you actually get 2 of these. So if you've already built this, you've already built it twice. So it being included in here is kind of meh, in my opinion. But you do get 2 more ladders, and then honestly, I'm going to use these for kit bashing. I'm going to kit bash them into my own piece of the terrain for the set. So all in all, 5 big ass sprues of terrain. 2 of them are brand new for this set, and the other ones are repeats from the other box. But all of them are super cool. And then that will be a very fun evening tonight when I sit and build those. And then we have our first team. So these guys, their whole thing is that they revolve around like the stone carrier. I like all the patterning. It's really neat. They have all these like big picks and like stonemason tools, like chisels and stuff. And big like hammers and stuff. But their whole thing is that they revolve around this guy carrying this big obelisk, right? So like most of their team abilities and stuff revolve around him. Also, they have like a weird Zinch bird, which is pretty cool. Looks like they also have some guys with bows. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, so they got some. Looks like they have a lot of options for guys with bows. So 1, 2, 3, 4 options for guys with bows. Yeah, that's pretty cool. These guys, these guys are super weird from what I've heard to play because they die really easy. So this is like a bunch of like chameleons, and then these big like pterodactyl creatures they have supporting them. So I think you get 3 of the big pterodactyls, and then you get like a shit ton of the chameleons. The chameleons all kind of suck in melee, but they have a thing where they can like bounce out of melee if you hit them, which is kind of cool. There's also tons of like blowpipes and stuff like that in here. I think they're very much supposed to like whittle you down from afar kind of thing. There's some lances, there's some grenades. But yeah, chameleon skinks are cool. That was a really weird noise my nose just made. But yeah, they're super cool. They're going to be very fun to build. We got bases, cards, a book, which should have some more cards. And then, speaking of mats, here is a nice mat. This is probably double-sided guy. I'm not going to open it up. I tend to give these away to people because I don't normally play on the mats. They're usually pretty cool, but I have like gaming like mouse mat things that I play on, so I tend not to use the like boards. So I tend to give them away to people. So I'll probably be giving that to my friend Paul, who will be very happy to have it. Alright, we got our bases. There's a bunch of 25s, 28s, and 32s in there, it looks like. And then we got some cards. This is probably terrain setup cards, if I was to guess, and the cards for the fighters. Alright. Yep. So that's a terrain setup using both sets of the 2 boxes that have come out. Bunch of different terrain setups. I don't like to use the terrain cards, just because I like to set up the table how I want it to set up. I don't really like the cards to tell me that, so I don't tend to use them. Oh, there's a new victory card in here. Interesting. Lost Patrol, the most dangerous game. Oh. God, I guess it's just a whole different set of cards. Because there's twists. Oppressive humidity. That's just called living in Maryland. Prowling predators. Fevered bite. Acidic muck. Ooh, at the end of each battle round, allocate 2 damage points to each fighter on the battlefield floor. That's cool. Smothering choke leaves. Yeah, it's a whole nother deck set. That's really nice. That's actually super cool. I didn't expect that in here. I just thought we could terrain cards. But yeah, it's a whole nother like Sundered Fate themed deck set for setting up the game. That's really cool. And you got the extra cards for extra guys who are dupes. And then we have an archer. 95 points, 1-3, 315. 10 life's pretty good. We've got a guy with what looks like a chisel and a hammer. We got a guy with a big chisel. We have another guy with a hammer. And then there's the boss guy that has the thing that follows him around. And then some kind of witch lady who has like a dagger. Surprised she doesn't do like a magic bolt. And there's the weird bird tentacle zinch thing. That thing is really cool. Then we have the dinosaurs for the chameleon skinks. We have a chameleon skink. What the fuck weapon does he have? He has like bolas and a shield? Weird. There's a guy with a horn. Okay, so there's a guy with a horn and a club, and a horn and a blowpipe. There's some kind of brawler guy who has spears. I actually have an 8-inch range. That's kind of cool. So he can stay out of melee. Pretty good with those. Guy with just a blowpipe. What's the difference between these two? Oh, this is a leader blowpipe guy. If you want a blowpipe guy as your leader. Or there's a guy with like bolas and a shield as a leader. Okay. Is the guy with the spears, could he be a leader? He looks like a leader. Weird, he can't be a leader. That guy looks the most like a leader to me. I'm really surprised he's not one. Alright. Let's move over to our bag. Our magic murder bag. We'll see what kind of special abilities these guys get. I honestly think both these teams are really neat and unique. Which is pretty cool. Double Stone Warp. A fighter can only use this ability if they're with 9 inches of visible enemy fighter with the Jade Obelisk and Icon Bearer rune marks. Remove a number of damage points allocated to this fighter equal to half the value of this ability, rounding up. So 3 points on a 6. If this fighter is also within 6 inches of a friendly fighter with the Jade Obelisk and Priest rune marks, move a number of damage points allocated to this fighter equal to the validity of this ability instead. Okay. So you can heal for half or full. That's kind of neat. Hammering Strikes. A fighter can only use this ability if an enemy fighter has been allocated damage points by an attack made by them with this activation. Add half the value of this ability to the damage points allocated by each hit, critical hit from the next melee attack action, this activation, that targets the enemy fighter. So if you attack them, you can attack them again for more damage. Rock Shattering Blow. Add 1 to the strength characteristics of the next melee attack made by this fighter, this activation, and add 1 to the damage points allocated by each hit and critical hit from this attack action. That's kind of cool. A fighter can only use this ability if an enemy fighter has been taken down by them. This activation, pick a friendly fighter within 9 inches of one enemy fighter within the Jade Obelisk rune mark. Bonus makes a bonus move action. That's kind of weak. It's not very cool. It's just not very interesting. You know what I mean? Pick a visible enemy fighter with 9 inches of this fighter. Subtract half the value of this ability from either the move characteristics or toughness characteristics of the fighter until the end of the battle round. That's kind of cool. Pick a visible friendly fighter within a number of inches of this fighter equal to the value of this ability. Add 3 to the value of this ability of a friendly fighter with the Jade rune mark. Blah, 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 blah. Can make 2 bonus move actions, bonus attack actions, or bonus disengage actions in any combination. Okay, that's kind of neat. And their reaction, the Curse of Jade. A fighter can make this reaction when they are targeted by a melee attack action, but before hit rolls are made, subtract 1 from the damage points allocated by each hit and critical hit from the attack action to a minimum of 1. The to a minimum of 1 there is lame. It's not particularly interesting. That makes that reaction lame. If it was to a minimum of 0, that would be way cooler. She could just like harden up and ignore the damage. Until the end of this fighter's activations, do not count the vertical distance moved when fighting is climbing. Add 1 to the damage points allocated by each hit. Critical hit from the next attack action made by this fighter. This activation. It's not very interesting, you know what I mean? Like, it's just more damage. Pick a visible enemy fighter with an age in this fighter and roll number of dice equal to the value of this ability. If one of the dice scores a 6, that fighter makes 1 fewer action in the battle round to a minimum of 0. If a fighter is reduced to 0 actions in the way, the fighter cannot be activated in this battle round. That's actually really cool. That's a super cool one. That's called triple bolas. That's really cool. Battle of the Carnosaur. Pick an enemy fighter within 6 inches of this fighter until the end of the battle round. Subtract 1 from the move characteristics of the fighter. Subtract 1 from damage points allocated by each attack and critical made by the fighter to minimum 1. The minimum of 1 thing is really lame. Because a lot of like little guys, sometimes they do like 1 damage. And if you could minimum of 0 that would make that much cooler. The minimum of 1 really takes the fun out of it. Pick a friendly enemy fighter with the Haunters of Quan Chi and Beast rune marks, the 9 inches of this fighter. The fighter makes a bonus move action. Then pick a visible enemy fighter. The one fighter moved to the bonus move action in number of damage points equal to this. That's pretty cool. So you're calling one of the birds to go attack somebody. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's a cool ability. Like conceptually and how it works, I like that. If a fighter makes a bonus move or a bonus disengage action, then the fighter makes a bonus move action or a bonus move action. Okay, so that doesn't make much difference from like Rampage, to be honest. There's a lot of options there. When a fighter make this reaction after they've been allocated damage points by a melee attack action, this fighter makes a disengage action. That's kind of cool. That could, in theory, get you out of combat so you don't get nuked. So that's kind of neat. Alright. Sundered Fate. I've heard these lizards are really hard to build. That's what I've heard. I've heard they are, like, obnoxiously hard to build. But we'll see. We'll see. It looks like they have a ton of options. Yeah, for clubs and bolas. There's a horn. There's, like, blowpipes. It looks like they have a ton of options. Yeah, and you get what? You get 10 dudes plus the 3 dinosaurs? I mean, that's just straight up going to be a unit in Age of Sigmar. Let's see what we get here. We have the option of the lady having her mask on or not, and having a heart or a dripping dagger. The big guy with the obelisk has no options. And then looks like these guys can either have picks or hammers. And that does make a slight roll difference, but honestly, it's whatever. And the bard doesn't get any options. And then it looks like we can make guys with bows or guys with stonecutter tools. I'll probably build those 50-50 to be honest. Yeah, because you get 3 big guys, you get the 2 characters, you get the bird, and you get 4 other dudes. I'll probably build the 4 other dudes 50-50. Let's see. This is how to build the scatter terrain. And then starting to build one of the pieces. And see how it like goes together. That one's kind of like a lean-to and a little house. This guy here. He is evolving up. And he gets a bunch more platforms. And then some cool lean-tos. So you wind up with two that are kind of like more house-like. And then you wind up with this guy. He's like this weird like bone pile kind of thing. So yeah, so you get the three big pieces of terrain there. Which is pretty cool. This one's got a lot of really nice elevation in it. Which is pretty neat. And they'll go really well in the existing terrain set. So yeah, so that's pretty sweet. So that is oh wait, no. There's also a book. Jesus. I totally skipped that. Look at that cool, that's a cool pattern thing there. The Ravening Ruin. The lizards are coming out from the spaceship to defend it. The spine crawler webs and the weird lights. All the different areas. The great stinkhorn. The skinsaw fen. Oh. The Askurgid bone monstrosities. And the blood mad ravage. There's an ogre camp there. The eater pits. Count Montaire's blood hunt. It's kind of cool. Lots of cool, like, different areas. It'd be nice if they added teams for all those areas. The Jade Obelisk. They worship a statue that tells them to destroy all other statues. Really, it's just Zinch being weird. Hunters of Huanchi. They live in the spaceship and they come out to fight. Get some nice art of them there. There we go. All painted up. I'm really looking forward to painting the Jade Obelisk guys because we use color shifting paint on all their masks. I think that's pretty cool. So we get a little scenario. And then we get copies of all the cards, which is nice. Additional terrain rules. Apparently there's a force tactics things. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Neat little things that can happen. And then we get the quests for the Jade Obelisks. And then the quests for the Hunters of Huanchi. This is all for the new campaign system that's in Warcry. It's pretty cool. And then we can see the campaign tree, where it goes. And then we get our battle plan generator cards. Yeah, so pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. These like every couple of months. Is that big enough for that? Yeah, it is. These every couple of months, like Warcry boxes, are really nice. And I'm gonna be really honest. I really like how they're adding together to form like one terrain set. I think that's really cool. I do think that's probably intended as a FOMO tactic, so it's a little meh, but I do really like actually like how it works in practice. I think it's cool that at the end of like a couple of these boxes you get a really cool themed table of terrain. Like now with this box, I feel like I have enough terrain for a full like incursion level size table, you know, with a bunch of different levels and all kinds of cool stuff like that in it. To the point where I'm like super happy with it. So it's going to be the terrain that I'm going to use when I start playing Rangers of Shadowdeep in the new year. But we'll talk about that on my Sunday, my sort of Sunday roundup video that I'm going to do. I talk about all my favorite games from the year, everything I'm going to play next year, and all that kind of good stuff. Alright, last but not least, we have probably the coolest models GW put out this year. Let's be real. These things are fucking awesome. So these models are so cool that my mom saw them and was like, oh my god, I want to get these for you, but I can't find them. That's how cool these fucking models are, alright? And so this is the Warhammer Underworlds Gnarlwood ginrakks looncourt. So this is a team for Underworlds. I don't really play Underworlds. Not because I dislike it. I heard it's actually really fun. Because I just don't have anyone to play it with, right? And it's really not a game you can play by yourself. This is ginrakks looncourt for them, though. You're going to get 7 minis, including like a Gobbo shaman, a guy riding on a squig, a dude playing a flute that's a mushroom, another guy with a fucking catapult. It's cool, cool shit. So, these are our minis. So we'll take a look at them and then we'll see what else is in here. We're probably gonna build these on the stream too. I went through Sundered Fate a little quick so I'd have time to build these guys. God, they're so cool. There's the one riding the squig. And there's a guy with like a lance. There's the main guy. Oh, so cool. There's the squig catapult. Thunk. It's a guy with a squig on a stick. Labyrinth style. It's a guy blowing into a mushroom. So good. So good. Yeah, and they should just go together really easy. Couple bits each guy is. Just gotta clip them out and they pop together. Yeah. And this is the deck for them for Underworlds. Now I'm gonna be super honest. Most of the Underworlds models are phenomenal, but I don't know anything about the game, so like that dude's named Pointy Burke, which is pretty funny. And we have Grib, the wonky lance, Ginrakk the Great, Moonface Nags, Skullco and Pronk. About to be bit by the fucking squig he's about to shoot. Pokin Snark, Snorbo to Spore. And then we have whatever these are. The art's really good on them. Pick on a get your own size. Run them down. Small glories. That's ours, that is. Pollen spores, baby. Yeah. They have squig-based pocket sand. Just take in the greatness that is the pocket squig. Nice. So, these cards don't really mean anything to me. But, the art's really nice. And I'm sure this game is very cool if you play it. I just don't play it. So, I wanted the minis entirely for Age of Sigmar, because you can use these minis in Age of Sigmar. You can also use all of the Underworld stuff in Warcry. The rules for these guys hasn't been released yet, but they probably will be soon, because all the other Underworld models have rules for Warcry. So these guys will probably get rules pretty soon, too. And also just because these are amazing models, and I wanted to paint them. They're just filled with cool character and fun. All right, so let's see. Let's put some together, because that sounds like fun. Ginrakk first. But yeah, one of the reasons I really wanted that Sundered Fate box is because in the new year, I think I want to play some Stargrave, and I really want to try out 25, 26. I really want to try out Rangers of Shadowdeep. I've been watching a bunch of videos on it. I thought it was from the name, I thought it was like a Lord of the Rings thing, to be honest. And I never looked into it much more than that, just because I'm not really a big like Lord of the Rings fan. That's just like, oh, it's whatever, you know. It's like weird Aragorn simulator. But it's not really. It's like a Joseph McCullough game that's primarily intended to be single player. So like single player and co-op. And you basically play like medieval special forces going into this like hungering darkness that's taking over your land to try to stop it. It's super cool. I was watching the videos from Gorilla Miniature Games playing it. So last night at midnight I bought the rulebook. And I was reading it last night at midnight. And it's really cool. I really want to put a team together for it, try it out. And I wanted to be able to like fully do a like entire like in the Shadow Dark, Shadow Deep, Shadow Dark, one of the two. Like in the bad shit style table. Let's see, he goes there. Okay. So I wanted to pick up Sundered Fate so I could finish my like evil meat trees table up. So that terrain's probably going to be the next thing I really probably like heavily work on, because I am just finishing my Slaves to Darkness right now, and I have a bunch of Star Wars stuff that I'm kind of itching to work on too. A couple of characters, a bunch of stormtroopers. So got a lot of projects I'm really looking forward to, but I'm going to really try to knock the other meat trees out so I can have that table done to play with. Oh, look, that has foot on it. So I can try out Rangers of Shadowdeep. I'm going to print myself up some heroes. I could actually use goblins as heroes, or I could use goblins as bad guys. I was thinking about doing the new Ratmen from One Page Rules, because they put out a really nice army of like new Skaven-esque models, who are really neat. But they're like Skaven if Skaven weren't crazy. So like they're kind of like much more like regular noble knights. It would be kind of cool just to play Rangers of Shadow Deep with goblins though. You know what I mean? I could take these guys as my team probably. Have Ginrakks be my main character. That might actually be really cool. That would be pretty. That would actually be pretty boss. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, maybe we'll actually do that. That'd be kind of cool. Alright, so my phone is still buzzing. Let me make sure everything's okay. One of our friends got attacked by a dog. It was a thing. Let's see, I need number 11 and 13. Yeah, maybe we'll play Shadow Deep with these guys. That would actually be pretty boss. I was thinking about using the goblins as the bad guys, but it might be fun to use them as the good guys. Good guys is a strong word. Player character. Just stab it. Let's see, the other one's the one with the like little poker. There he is. Yeah, that could actually be really fun if I use these guys for Rangers of Shadow Deep, my player characters. I will debate that because I really actually like that idea. It's really neat. Bonk. Let's see. Next we got the guy with the squig on a stick. Bonk. But yeah, all these underworld models, they go together really easy. Just need a set of nippers, and I do like using a little bit of glue on them, as I have been so far. Actually zoom in a little. I do like using a little bit of glue on them. Let's see, this is space number 21. Partly just because it helps seal any gaps when you go to paint them, but you actually don't have to use glue on them. It just helps seal any gaps that are weird. let's see. We need 17 and 19. There's 19. Actually, really happy these are easy to go together. Oh, my eye is bugging me, and I'm actually not doing detail super well today. So I'm happy I don't have any super crazy detail painting to do today. All right, let's see. Got the squig face. Still thinking about Battletech, man. Making sure that gap is sealed so you're not going to see it when I paint it, you know? I don't want it to like super stand out that like the squig's face is a different piece. That would be bad. The squig on the stick is some really like Brian Froud level shit. I just want to point that out. Like that's like straight out of Labyrinth. This is one of those reasons I like that I like the factions that I really like the factions that I do, right? Like I like Skaven because they can be cute and silly and vicious and like really like depraved all like at the same time. And I like Gits for the same reason, right? Like this is a guy with a fucking squig on a stick, right? Who's gonna charge you. Go charge her ass. But at the same time, like, legitimately, someone might jump out of the bushes and, like, slash your Achilles tendon, right? Like, that's how the Gits are, and it's really cool. God, so good. So good. There we go. Alright. Let's see. 9, 6, 8, and 7. These guys with the catapult, I could totally use them as an archer with a crossbow. In Rangers of Shadow Deep. That's what they would totally work really well as. Because the crossbow, you need to make like an action to reload it. So they would totally work as an archer with a crossbow. And it does extra damage. I'd probably not have like the intended amount of shooting, because I think they actually intend you to have a decent amount of shooting in that game. But I think I could make a pretty cool little warband out of little grots. I think that might actually be pretty darn silly and fun. Actually. Oh god, that's his feet. He's holding on with his feet. Wow, okay. I thought that was his hands. So this is like one guy holding the shield up and then the other guy bracing himself against the shield and like kicking against it to push himself back. Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, alright, we're gonna play Ranger of Shadow Deep with Gits. It's too cool not to. I'll probably combine this group and the other Git warband. I forget what they're called. Just so I have a little bit more shooting. But yeah, they're really cool. God, that's so cool. Dunk. And we'll count him as a crossbow because that's just too funny. And I might actually take the guy on the squig as my ranger. Instead of Ginrakks. And I think I might take Ginrakks as like a priest healer to support like an occultist or whatever they're called. The ones that can cast magic, I don't remember right now. I could take the flute guy as a magic guy. I don't know. So many options. I gotta look through my kits now. The idea of using them as the main characters just sounds like a lot of fun. I was gonna use the new like Skaven from one page rolls, but yeah, using these guys as the player character sounds like really fun. I have to come up with a cool giddy name for my leader, so I'll probably use the guy on the knight like on the squig as my leader. Or maybe my leader will be like a really tiny guy that hides in the back. That's a very squig. It's a very Git thing. Would be pretty fitting. That's so cool. Come on. Come on. And last but not least, the guy in the squig. This whole warband looks like it just came out of fucking Labyrinth. It's so good. All right. Strange, it's a cut that's like right down the center. Actually hides a lot of that seam line. now it's a question of who do I want to be my leader. I think it's got to be this guy. This guy's really cool. It's just so good. Yeah, and then I can give him in the game. I can give him extra move and extra attack and extra life. He won't have any shooting, but that's what catapult barrel is for. Yeah, the Git's going into on a quest into the Shadow Deep. I think is Shadow Dark, whatever the fuck it is. I think is a very cool idea. Yeah, I'm super hyped for that. I'm super hyped for that. So good. Anyway, that's everything I got today. Built and unboxed. And with that, I will go ahead and I will call it. I'm going to see what my husband's up to. Let's see, we'll figure out some dinner. Yeah. Well, hopefully that was fun. Getting to look at all the post-Christmas haul I got. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. And keep on keeping on.